The 3rd of January 2022. Top 5 evening headlines. Global Family Day 2023 celebrated on January 1st. Coffee export from India rose almost 2% to 4 lakh ton in 2022. DEXA, BCCI introduces new selection criteria for Team India. Take launches or Mission 929 or to take voter turnout in Tripura to over 90%. DRDO celebrated its 65th Foundation Day on the 1st of January 2023. Global Family Day 2023 celebrated on January 1st. Global Family Day is celebrated annually on the 1st of January. Promote peace, love, and unity among people. A book titled or quote, One Day in Peace January 1, 2000, or quote, published by United Nations, served as the inspiration for the concept, which was first proposed in November 1997. The day was first proposed in November 1997. Coffee export from India rose almost 2% to 4 lakh ton in 2022. Coffee shipments from India, Asia or as third largest producer and exporter, rose 1.66% to 4 lakh ton in 2022 on rise in instant coffee exports and re-exports, according to the Coffee Board. Exports stood at 3.93 lakh ton in 2021. India ships both Robusta and Arabica varieties, besides instant coffee. Italy, Germany and Russia are the major export destinations for the Indian coffee. DEXA, BCCI introduces new selection criteria for Team India. The new rule made yo-yo test mandatory for players to be selected for the national team. Players must also take A or DEXA or before being selected. Emerging players have to play enough domestic seasons to be eligible for selection in the national team. The yo-yo test is an aerobic endurance fitness test. DEXA is a bone density test. Know about Board of Control for Cricket in India (BCCI). The Board of Control for Cricket in India (BCCI) is the national governing body for cricket in India. The board was formed in December 1928 as a society. It is a consortium of state cricket associations, and the state associations select their representatives who in turn elect the BCCI officials. BCCI does not depend on the government for its finance. Take launchers, Mission 929, to take voter turnout in Tripura to over 90%. Election Commission of India, AC, has started Mission 929 in Tripura. It will focus on 929 polling booths across Tripura with a target to increase the voter turnout to 92% in the next assembly elections. These booths recorded a voter turnout of less than 89% in the 2018 assembly polls. Except for these booths, almost all the booths in the state recorded a voter turnout of 91% or more. DRDO celebrated its 65th Foundation Day on the 1st of January 2023. Defense Research and Development Organization (DRDO) is a premier defense research and development agency under the Ministry of Defense. It was set up in 1958. Since inception, DRDO has made several breakthroughs in developing critical technologies. DRDO's first project for the Indian military was Surface-to-Air Missiles Project Indigo. Headquarters New Delhi. Chairman Samir V. Kamath. Kerala CM inaugurates Indian Library Congress in Kannur, Kerala. The Indian Library Congress was organized by the People's Mission for Social Development and Library Council from the 1st to the 3rd of January 2023. Representatives from various states and foreign countries are participating. Himachal Pradesh GOVT launches CMS Sukhashray Sahayata Kosh. Himachal GOVT announced to set up 101 crore rupees CM or S Sukhashraya Sahayata Kosh for the destitutes in the state. All the ministers and Congress MLA will contribute their first salary to the fund. The scheme will aim to provide the facility of higher education to needy children and destitute women. The state will bear the expenditure on skill development and education of such children. Himachal Pradesh. Himachal Pradesh became a union territory on the 1st of November 1956. It became the 18th state of India on the 25th of January 1971. The state is bordered by Jammu or Kashmir on north, Punjab on west and southwest, Haryana on south, Uttarakhand on southeast and China on the east. Capital, Shimla. State animal, snow leopard. State bird, western tragopan. State flower, pink rhododendron. GST collections in December grew 15% to 1.49 lakh rupees crore. Goods and service tax GST collections for the month of December stood at over 1.49 lakh rupees crore, 15% higher than the year-ago period. In November, the collections were at nearly 1.46 lakh rupees crore, up 11% from the year-ago period. The collections had touched a record high of nearly 1.68 lakh rupees crore in April. The second highest collection was 1.52 lakh rupees crore in October. Know about Goods and Service Tax GST. It is a destination-based taxation system established by 101 Constitutional Amendment Act. It is an indirect tax for the whole country on the lines of or else quo, one nation one tax or RDQO, to make India a unified market. It is calculated only in the or else quo, value addition or RDQO, at any stage of goods or services. The final consumer will pay only his part of tax and not the entire supply chain, which was the case earlier. RBI tags SBI, ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank as systemically important banks. State Bank of India (SBI) and privately owned ICICI Bank and HDFC Bank continue to be domestic systemically important banks (DSIBs). DSIBs are institutions that are too big to fail. In 2015 and 2016, RBI had classified SBI and ICICI Bank as DSIBs. Further, based on data collected from banks as on March 31, 2017, HDFC Bank was also classified as ADSIB, along with SBI and ICICI Bank. Know about Domestic Systemically Important Banks DSIBs. DSIBs are institutions that are too big to fail. They are declared as DSIBs by RBI. In order to be listed as DSIB, a bank needs to have assets that exceed 2% of the national GDP. The banks are then further classified across 5 buckets. For instance, ICICI Bank or HDFC Bank fall under Bucket 1 and SBI falls in Bucket 3. Orissa, first state to have separate registration for vintage vehicles. Orissa became the ever Indian state to have a separate registration process for vintage vehicles, both 2 and 4-wheelers. A separate provision under Central Motor Vehicles (CMV) rules 1989 was made by the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways for this purpose. Under the CMV, 50 years old vehicles from the date of their first registration would be defined as vintage motor vehicles. The 3rd of January 2023, Top 5 Morning Headlines. Smart Program for Ayurveda Professionals.